Hi, I'm Remington, and I'm an animator at a social media giant in Silicon Valley. I also run Southern Shotty 3D, where I teach you how to use Blender. And today we're going to be going through your first day in Blender. Blender is a powerful 3D application, and it's being used a lot more in the industry, specifically in game industry and also in animations for film. Blender is a great tool if you're interested in pursuing a 3D career. However, like most 3D applications, it can be kind of intimidating the first time you open it. The goal of this course is to get you comfortable in Blender, specifically with the interface, so that you can move on to more advanced courses and get into learning 3D. We'll mostly be focusing on how to navigate in the 3D viewport to get you comfortable moving around in a project. My goal is that by the end of this short course, you will feel confident in beginning your Blender journey. So with that being said, let's get started. This course wasn't intended to be followed step by step, so try not to worry about keeping up with everything I do. Rather, sit back, relax, and absorb in the information as we walk through Blender's interface. If you're having difficulty following along, check out the bottom right shortcuts here. This will display any key that I put in. Next up, I recommend that you have a 3-button mouse to follow along with. If you're serious about 3D, you're going to need a 3-button mouse, as the middle mouse button is used to navigate your viewport heavily. First up, we're going to take a look at the interface and primarily the navigation. So here we have our 3D viewport and our default scene. By default, that scene includes a camera, a cube, and a light. You can go ahead and delete that to start fresh if you like, but we'll just leave those there for now. Our 3D viewport is kind of like our 3D workspace. This is where we can move around and edit our objects. So let's take a look at how we move around in that space. First, we're going to look at how to use the mouse. So if you middle click on the mouse button, it will rotate around whatever you have framed in that scene. If you hold Shift middle, that will allow you to pan left and right in the scene. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, or you can hold Control middle mouse button and move up and down to zoom in and out much quicker. Now, if you don't like that, or it's hard for you to use, you can also click this gizmo up here and click and drag, which will allow you to move around the viewport. You'll also notice that these highlight as you click them, and those will snap you into views. So if I click this, that will snap me into the front view. I can tell what view I'm in by looking at the information up here where it says front. If I click here, that'll take me into the top view. And if I click and drag, I can rotate back to where I was before. You can use the numpad to move through these different views as well. Alternatively, if you come up here under the view menu, you can click view, come down here to viewpoint, and change from top, bottom, front, back, right, or left. You can also see the corresponding numpad shortcuts there. I recommend getting familiar with these because that's something you'll do quite often. Up here, if we come to camera and active camera, that'll actually take us into the active camera in the scene so we can view from our camera's point of view. Now, if we click and move around, it won't move the camera. We need to actually move our camera to adjust the camera positioning. Now, before we move along, I'm going to ask you to change a couple things in your preferences that I believe make navigating much more beginner friendly. We're going to come up here to Edit, Preferences, and then we're going to click Key Map. Now, when we click Key Map, we'll have all these options here. We're going to change just a few. We're going to change Select All Toggles. We're going to change Spacebar Action to Search instead of Play. And then we're going to turn on Tab for Pie Menu. Now, if you X out, it'll save those by default.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our latest videos.